Today on Revo's Garage, I'm going to paint this motor like I used to paint my model cars back in the 1900s. All aluminum. 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 Aluminum.
Papa says you rev it up and dump her.
Alright, so I got my cleaner degreaser mixed up. This stuff here. I'm going to go ahead, spray it down. It's January and it's 22 degrees outside, so I'm just going to use a spray bottle to rinse this off when I'm done. So I usually like to stick old spark plugs in the ports, but I don't remember what I did with them. Probably just crudely threw them in a drawer somewhere and forgot about them. Metal prep. This is a must when you're doing this, guys. So make sure you definitely use this stuff. Because if you don't use this stuff, it's probably not going to stick very well. So this is the magic ingredient right here. Alright, so I got the motor dry. The trick is, you don't got to go crazy getting everything. You just don't want any shiny surfaces and you don't want nothing loose. So go around, scrape off what you can with a screwdriver, scraper, whatever you can. If it's sticking and it's not coming off, don't worry about it. Make sure it ain't shiny. So I'm going to go ahead. This stuff you don't dilute. Whoop, wrong stuff. This stuff you don't dilute. Now this is it's a metal prep. It's a metal prep, and it pretty much etches the metal to accept the POR15 or POR15, whatever you guys want to call it. But this stuff you don't dilute. Got the motor clean. Got my heads taped off because I don't want to etch my aluminum heads. That would make polishing really fun. So I'm going to go ahead, get this on there, keep the surface wet. Okay? All right, I'm going to do that. Alright, so it was about 20 minutes. I went ahead and rinsed it off. Then I'll blow it off real quick, keep the demons out of it, and we should be ready to apply our first coat of POR15. Cool. One more thing. Rinsing it out of a spray bottle is a lot nicer than using a hose. It's more controlled, it's more precise, and it does a pretty good job if you get a decent bottle. So as you guys can see, you get that nice chalky white finish there. That's exactly what you want. That's how you get your really good adhesion. So before you actually put the color that you want on there, the engine enamel, this stuff here, you got to put a coat of regular POR15 on it first. All right, guys, so we're going to get some of this POR into a container. And the reason I put it into a container is because I'm trying to prevent it. You don't really want to keep dipping into that thing because you'll get it all on the edge here where the seal actually has to go. And if you leave it on there and you put the cap back on and you put it away and you let it dry, you will never get that cap off again. And the way I do that is, took an old spoon and I pick it up and I put it in. Takes a little longer than just dumping it out, but it is worth it, especially how expensive this stuff is. And if you do happen to get some on that edge, clean it immediately. And wear gloves too, guys, because if you get this stuff on your skin, it's going to be there for the next year and a half. Make sure you clean it out of the lid too. Okay, the brush I'm going to be using is a cheap Amazon brush. I'll put a link in the description. Alright, so that's the first coat. One thing I want to say, guys, is you want to go around and you want to check for pooling. If you got any pooling, just dab it out of there. It'll just dry hard as a rock if you leave the pooling. And you'll just have a big lump. But you really did soak that first coat up, so I'm probably going to have to do a second coat. Alright, I'm going to let that dry for a couple hours. I got to go snow blow. So, yeah, we'll see you when we get back. Chipping and flaking, you know, your typical... What is that? Is somebody shoveling snow? But I did 2 coats, sat overnight. It hardened like a rock. So, what is that? Is that a dragon? Yeah, anyway, good adhesion, ready to go. 2 coats, POR15. Just throw this right over the top of the paint. I don't know what that is. It sounds scary though. Let's just put the paint on. The only thing you want to look out for is pooling. You don't want any of the POR15 pooling anywhere up in these areas, you know, just a bunch of paint just kind of running down there and sitting there. After I lay one coat down, just go around. Sometimes it likes to separate. When you see that, just kind of brush it out lightly. Don't go crazy because you will wipe it off. We'll let that sit for a couple hours and come back and do another coat. It is extremely cold out here. I'm going to go ahead and get this second coat on and we'll be done. All right, second coat's on. Went a little quicker than the first coat. I'm going to keep an eye on this for another 15 to 20 minutes. Check for any runs or pulling or anything like that. You know, dab them as I go around. So far, it's looking pretty good actually. Like I said, I just got to watch for separation and stuff like that. And yeah, so let me get back to this. Ooh, look at that, more goodies. All right, guys, it's cold, it's late, second coat's on. Pretty happy with how it came out. Love the color. Still got a lot of work to do, but for now, this is a victory for me. Took a lot of time, it was just a lot of work, and I'm glad it's done. Still got to figure out which intake I'm going to use. A whole bunch of other stuff coming up on this car. I got to get these valve covers stripped down, repolished. Few other things, actually a lot of things. I got to get the oil pan stripped down and painted, all that good stuff. Yeah, anyway. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I'll catch you guys later.